could we be living with royalty right under our noses? You're about to meet the Sharps, a humble family with a regal bloodline and claims to a multi-million-dollar fortune.
How quickly do you think we can get over to London?
You're about to hear a story of an ordinary Aussie family.
Show me the money. Do you know who I am? I'm the Earl.
Oh my gosh.
Who've now discovered they're anything but.
I thought it was just a joke. I'm talking to the boys at work just like, oh, family's messing around, saying there's billions of dollars waiting for me.
Good morning, everyone.
I've been granted an audience with the right royal family.
Michael, I suppose I should address you, my lord.
It's a different world, isn't it?
It sure is. A family from the central coast of New South Wales with a story that could make them billionaires and holding titles in a royal court.
We're really excited about the discoveries we're making.
Like a lot of families, Michael Sharp has been working on his family tree.
Yeah. So Elizabeth Harley is my 7 or 8 times great-grandmother, and her father being the Earl of Oxford. It's quite a story.
Of a well-to-do family.
This map is of Shooters Hill, the family estate in central London.
Michael is a direct descendant of the Earl of Oxford. The Earl of Oxford, Robert Harley, was Lord High Treasurer in the court of Queen Anne in the 1700s. On his death, the estate and title went to his son George Harley, which included the family home, Hazelwood House, a 100-room mansion in London, surrounded by 375 acres of land in Shooters Hill, present-day Greenwich.
So apparently there was 375 acres on the estate, which now is part of London.
His daughter and sole heir, Elizabeth Harley, came to Australia in 1800, and that's when the story gets interesting.
There's £87 million was the value of the estate in 1931. What would that be worth today?
Elizabeth, Michael's great-grandmother many times over, settled in the Richmond district west of Sydney. When word eventually reached here that dear old Dad had died, Elizabeth too was in a bad way.
And this first one is in Elizabeth's own handwriting, where she's urging her son William to go back to London as quick as he can to claim the estate. Unfortunately, he died not long after her, and it never happened.
And for a long time, no other descendants were aware, until 1931, when the local newspaper, the Richmond Windsor Gazette, got hold of local girl Elizabeth's will and that of her father back in London.
So in the old days, the newspapers would put out the obituary and they had the right to call on a will as well, did they?
Yeah, that's right.
So they got her will.
And this is how people published it and learnt all about what was going on.
The paper also urged family members to get back to London and claim the estate.
It gets into intricate details of what the will has included, not just property, but clothing and jewellery and money.
And it says what does it say for the family members to do in 1931?
So you're talking about 375 acres in central London with the family home that they should be going back as soon as possible to make claim.
Before her death, Elizabeth put it all on paper for future generations to get what was rightfully theirs.
So here in the article, she's urging her children before her death to leave no stone unturned to claim the property, including a large sum of money at the Bank of England.
After the 1931 newspaper article, other relatives started to pick up the ball.
The value of the estate is £87 million, with £6 million sitting in the Bank of England. So the stories were passed on through the generations about this great wealth back in the United Kingdom that had never been claimed. And so the search was on certainly during the 1930s, but then it got interrupted by World War II.
And then Michael and his late father came along in the computer age, which made investigating a whole lot easier.
I've been sharing the stories with my children, and quite often, it's like, oh, you're pretty boring, Dad. I don't want to hear more about that.
Until he mentioned the property.
That was the centrepiece of this 375 acres, and then there's this money in the vault at the Bank of England.
Oh, it was just crazy, and I thought, why is no one doing more about this, and what can we do? You hungry?
Her ladyship, daughter Geordie, and wife, Lady Elizabeth, are preparing a Vegemite sandwich for upcoming Earl, Roman, before he has a lie down. Sorry to be blunt, but there's been lots of generations of the family just sitting on their backside all these years and did anything about it.
I know.
It probably happens all the time, sort of thing, where people don't look into it any further.
So now this family is on a mission.
DNA, we can prove that we are related, and it has just been sitting there accumulating for all these years.
Told you it was some story.
What happens now? I mean, do you think you'll involve investigators?
Yeah,
or...
we really have to just get sort of lawyers or, more information on how we can actually go ahead and contact the Bank of England.
Oh, you're my new best friend.
Imagine the compound interest on this.
Yeah, it's some story, all right. We'll keep you posted on whether the Sharps get their hands on that inheritance, and good luck to them.